How'd it feel to be back out there with pretty much a full squad right now?
Yeah, it felt good. It's been a little while since we've more or less been all together, even though we still got one or two missing. But yeah, it's good to have a game coming up at the weekend and, as they have all the personnel here.
Have you watched Chicago on tape at all yet? Do you know anything about them?
Not collectively. Individually, we've all seen the games they've played this season. They're not doing too badly. So I think we'll come together again on Thursday and really try and figure it all out.
You individually watching it, what have you picked up watching?
It's hard to say because every game feels like it's so different, but they are a good side. They don't really make too many changes and they do have quality within their ranks. So, yeah, again, it's another one of those games where if you want to get something from it, you have to be at your best and understand what their strengths are going to be, but also try and exploit their weaknesses.
Where do you think you guys can be better on the road? I mean, we're coming off of 2 games that didn't go the way everyone wanted, or the game plan didn't go the way it should. What have you guys taken away from those 2 games in particular, Montreal and New York Red Bulls, that you wanted to improve during this break?
I think at times earlier in the season I felt like we were a little bit harder to beat, but in recent weeks I think we've probably been opened up a bit too easily, not defended well individually and collectively. So these are things which you can iron out. Obviously it doesn't guarantee you the fact that you'll get a result, but it's the bare minimum that you should expect when you go and play away from home.
And aside from training and trying to fix things out on the field, can you have or do you have conversations with some of the other guys on the back line to talk about the things that maybe didn't go as well as you would have liked?
Yeah, of course we do. We're professionals here and we hate to lose. Everyone wants to have that winning feeling week in, week out, and when you don't have that, you have to look at yourself. You have to look at yourself individually and look at the team. And we do speak about it all the time because as a defender, it's very stressful to see the ball continually going into the back of your net. So I think if you decide to just isolate yourself and just ignore it, then in the end you'll never really get better. But we try and take pride in keeping clean sheets and defending well. We'll high five each other if someone makes a big important intervention within a game. So yeah, we do speak all the time, and hopefully we can try and iron out some of those issues.
What would you say the mood around the team is right now, having the last 3 games, which includes the Open Cup one, go kind of the way they did, but also within that, lately you guys have had a break, have had a chance to get away, recharge, that kind of thing?
We are positive. We're not too downhearted about those games. We've looked back at them, we've reviewed them, and we know where we were going wrong, and we know how we can be doing better. I think if it was a case of we were at our maximum and we still lost those games, then it would be a really tough situation to be in. But I don't believe we were anywhere near our best in those moments, and to have the break to try and figure out what we need to do to get back there again, in some ways I suppose it's positive. And if we can get one good result, we can get in the rhythm and get 2 more.
You didn't get a lot of time off, but you got a little. What do you do when you get some downtime in the middle of the season?
It's a first for me. I'm not really used to that, especially in the summer. But I don't know. I suppose you just try and recover a little bit, because you come out here every day and the training sessions aren't ever really easy, to be honest. So you just try and just work on your body and just clear your mind a little bit and try and really refocus, because as I say, it can be a really long season at times, and you can get really caught up within that bubble. But time off always reminds you that there's a whole other world out there which you're not really remembering most of the time.
How would you assess kind of like the first chunk of the season, these 15 games? Obviously there was a break, and now kind of it's like the second half of the season, quote unquote.
Yeah, I'd say it's been up and down. I think we've had a lot of very positive moments. We've had a few negative ones as well. But in terms of being involved in planning to be involved for the postseason, we're right there right now, and we know we can do better. I think that's probably a good position to be. I don't think we're punching above our weight or anything like that. I believe most of the guys will probably say we should be maybe 6 points further along or something like that, based on the way that we've played in certain games and things going our way and so on. So that's overall it's positive, but realistically we know that we've got more in the tank.
In this country, especially in all sports in general, that the word inconsistent is tossed around a lot for teams that maybe win one, lose one, win one, lose one, and really that speaks to probably most of the teams in the league. Is that something especially in England, it's similar where you'll see that same type of inconsistency, if you want to call it that, or is it a little bit more consistent from team to team over the course of a season?
It's a good question. I think across all the best leagues, the teams who sit at the top are the most consistent, and whereas here it might be 1 or 2 teams, I think in other places it might be 3, 4, 5 teams. They're not going to be winning and losing, winning and losing. They might win and they might draw. Their ability to still manage to get something from a game, whereas it almost feels like here it's because a lot of the teams are so evenly matched just a little bit of a difference, positively or negatively, can greatly affect the result itself. So, yeah, the whole consistency aspect, I think, is something which everyone strives for, and there is potential to do it, because you do see it with all the other with some of the more successful sides so far this season, like an LAFC, for example, or Montreal, or I forget who's top of the East, but it's not a million miles away. I think you just need to have a consistent approach and really believe in what we're doing every single week, and that way, as a defender, if I have a good game and my backline have a good game, it's a really boring game, but it's probably something which will bring us a result. So just little things like that, just trying to stifle the opposition, and then with the flair players that we do have, just exploit them on the other side.
Is it consistency in form or consistency in results that you think that the top teams over there do best, and even probably top teams here, I should say?
Again, that's a good question. I would say for the very, very top, I think through their form, the results come with it as well. They play a certain way and they never deviate away from it. They don't change the mentality, they really take it to the opposition week in, week out. Whereas I think for other teams that fall into the next tier for whatever the season may be holding for them, I think it's just about getting results. Because if we played every game between now and the end of the season, we didn't play well, but we won, I would take that. But then obviously it's a different mentality, because we're not the highest paid in the league or anything like that. But yeah, for us, we want to do performance, but we'll take result every single week.
At this point in the season, are you guys still trying to figure out how to play, or is anything about your style or anything like that, or is it just minor tweaks from here on out?
It's just minor tweaks, to be honest. We spent a lot of time in pre-season working on a particular style of play, and then as the weeks were passing earlier on in the season, we were buying into that, and we were seeing some positivity around it whenever we had 11 men on the field. So yeah, we don't need any radical overhauls or anything like this, because, as I say, for as much as we've had the highs and the lows, the fact is we're technically still in the playoffs now already. So, if you want to really knock it down and start again, I think that could be counterproductive.